Welcome everyone to another episode of the Warmup. I'm here with the crew as per usual. It's me. We got Clutch City, Chris. We got KRL in the building. We have Willie Beeman showing up on any given Sunday, and then also we have Deuce. Say what's up to our fans and our audience and the people just joined in, guys.
What's going on, everybody?
What's up?
Welcome to week 2 of NFL, baby. Let's go.
That's right. And if this is your first time rocking with us, this is a place where we talk about sports, current events, and everything in between through the lens of black culture. If this is your first time rocking with us, man, please hit the like, hit the subscribe button, follow us on the social medias. All that is on the page, is on our YouTube page, is on our Spotify, Apple Podcast description page, Anchor, Google Podcasts, all that stuff. If you have any questions, man, like I said, just hit us up on social media. If you got comments, things that you want us to talk about, we're here every Tuesday for a new drop, and then we got some things periodically. So just let us know how you feel. Anything I'm missing, I feel like I hit all the stuff. I always feel like that.
I feel like you got them.
Got my ducks in a row. Cool.
Are your fish in a row?
I don't know, man. I got a school of
How
fish.
you line up fish? How you line up fish, though?
Yeah.
I don't know, but he lined up on the shirt, so I feel like
This man thought he was Baby Shark. Oh!
Alright.
I'm buying a Sunday gear, man. Sunday fresh.
Let me live, man. First of all, these are sharks.
I like it though, man.
You know
I like it.
He trying to feed the multitudes.
Alright, bro.
Hey, let's take the fam to school tonight.
It's Shark Week, Chris? I ain't know.
Are we done? Alright, this is how we gonna start the day? This is how we gonna start this whole pod off? Like, what are we doing?
Oh, man.
Are we good? Are y'all good? You got it, your sister? We can keep it moving?
Hey, man, I'm sorry, man.
You gotta make fun of yourself, Chris. We talk about that later.
Hey, yo. That was just
We
unnecessary.
were just fishing, Chris. We were just fishing, man. We back.
You know me?
You done? Are you done with your... You done, Deuce?
Yeah, bro.
Cool. Alright, man, let's get into this more pertinent and relevant news and all this squabbling y'all out here doing. We're going to talk about, some NFL first. We got the Cowboys. We can just talk about this one game, the Cowboys and Chargers. A lot of stuff's going on throughout this Sunday's roundup, but the Cowboys and Chargers is what we're going to look at today because the Chargers and the Cowboys, for some reason, was a battle. I don't understand because Chargers never won anything. Cowboys claim they always win something. Neither one of them got any show for it. And, with them being quote-unquote America's team, we're going to talk about them, right? So they went back and forth, obviously, between the Chargers and the Cowboys. There was some ebbs and flows to the game, some turnovers, some big runs, some big plays. Dak had some big plays. Zeke had a touchdown. Pollard had a touchdown. Herbert had some good plays. Keenan Allen also had some turnovers. He was throwing the ball to everyone. He looked like Jameis Winston of the Bucs years, but
Gotta get that LASIK.
It's a rough sophomore. It was a what are you doing? It was a rough
Magic
sophomore.
Man, now you see me?
Okay. So anyways, Cowboys squeaked out a win. They're 2-0 for the season. Meanwhile, Chargers dropped.
They 1-1.
Oh, they 1-1. Who?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Cowboys.
You know why? Because they had a really good week 1, and I was surprised, and they still lost. So they're 1-1, and Chargers are also they're 0-2, right?
They're
I
1-1
believe
as
they're
well.
1-1 as well. Yeah, that's correct.
Well, they're both mediocre, so let's just talk about them.
Wow.
Chargers are trying to go 2-0 like the rest of their members of their division, but they fall short. And Cowboys were coming off of a good week 1, so it was a good flow. So they could have easily been 2-0 potentially on both sides. So.
Yeah. So apologies, man. There's a lot going on, and to be honest, I don't be following Cowboys like that. But
Wow.
we're gonna talk about him.
It sounds like he do though.
Yeah, a little bit.
I just
He didn't
hear
even
the
know the
news.
record, man. I think he's right.
I don't hear the news. I don't like as long as Zeke ain't in trouble, Dak ankle ain't is holding up. That's all that matters. Jerry Jones has been out the news, so yeah, it's been quiet. It's been quiet. So let's just talk about it, man. The Chargers, man, did they lose this game? They threw a lot of picks. There was a lot of turnovers. Did the Chargers lose it? And they still had a chance. Did they lose
And
the game?
penalties, a lot of penalties.
And penalties. Did the Chargers lose the game, or did the Cowboys actually win this game? We're gonna start with Deuce.
I'm not deriving what you said before. The Chargers lost this game, man. They had it in the bag, and turnover, bad mistake. Also, it's just as well. This is it's Herbert's second year in the league, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tapes out on him. People know what he's doing. It's not a surprise anymore, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna see how he does, man. Everybody has that sophomore slump. Not everybody, but some. We're gonna see how he manages and navigates that. But this is definitely the Chargers game to win. The Cowboys ain't fooling nobody, man. I do want to give a shout out to Mark McCartney. Old dogs can learn new tricks. He brought the balanced offense. He ran and he had some pass plays, man. So old dog can learn new tricks, but we know the Chargers should have had this in the bag.
Gotcha. Okay, Kev, you got something you want to follow up with that?
Yeah, I mean, I disagree with that on some stands, just because Dallas actually came out shooting guns. And they mentioned a stat during the game. It's been 21 games since they've made a touchdown on their first drive. So they broke a negative streak in this game, coming out with a 7-0 lead. And it's just, I don't know what happened second and third. It's just offense was non-existent with respect to touchdowns and whatnot. So they came off to a big lead, which means, for me, they had the game. And then they just struggled to keep the momentum going, and they allowed Chargers to come back in. And when Chargers did come back in, I'll agree with you on that point now, Deuce, is that at that point now, is like, it was either way it could go, and Chargers kicked themselves in the foot with all these penalties, with all these mistakes. They helped themselves with some turnovers, with forced turnovers, with some interceptions, but they shot themselves in the foot with all these mistakes, man. And silly stuff like taunting. I wasn't even sure that that's something that got so much recognition in the NFL. Like, is that new? Is that something that's always been the case? Like,
I think they have their 2-a-season quota. The refs have. Yeah, so they already knocked it out.
Call that.
They got one. Yeah, they're gonna wait for the second half of the season to get that second time.
They had to set the tone.
Mm-hmm.
I guess so, man. Like, it was some weird calls in some instances to me, but I'm new, so I figured, hey, things are changing. The league, all leagues are changing, so maybe it's just this is how NFL is choosing to go. But yeah, man, Chargers they could have win it, but Dallas came out strong. So they messed up. Chargers could have taken over. They didn't. I'm happy for that, and Dallas coming out strong for 2 weeks in a row. Although the record doesn't really reflect where they could have been.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Okay, all right, that's respectable opinion, man. Willie Beeman, you got something different or?
Not different. I think I kind of agree a little bit more with Kev. Just in fact, I think it has to be a little bit of both. Dallas definitely played. They didn't play as well as I thought as they did as week one in terms of their passing offense, but I feel like their running presence had more of a factor here today. I thought it was funny that you mentioned, like he's out here throwing like Jameis Winston, because I was checking the Saints game and I think he threw 2 interceptions today. But that's a little sidebar. I liked how the Dallas defense was playing in terms of forcing turnovers. I feel like sometimes they could have tightened up on stopping some of the drives, and that's probably how the Chargers came and had a chance to take the lead for a little bit. Just like y'all mentioned, some of the calls were a little weird to me. The taunting, it was a clear holding once they showed the replay on that touchdown they had, but the play after when he was getting hit and he threw the ball off and they called it a sack, that was a little confusing to me. But these are the breaks. It's the NFL. The same way the Cowboys lost game 1 that I thought was questionable. You got to take it out of you got to make every play matter, and I don't think they did that. I think though, hopefully if they fix that, they can actually be a decent team if they can play like they did today. Okay.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of it, man. the defense definitely came out to play. I mean, they actually showed up for the most part. It was really more so of the. To me, it seemed like a lot more of the offense making mistakes. Maybe that is, Justin Herbert is just kind of having a sophomore slump. I do want to mention, because you did mention the Saints. Jameis Winston, they do 2 picks today. Little sidebar that the Saints, I think majority of the Saints coaches were not allowed into the arena because of COVID.
8. It was like 8 of them.
Wow.
So they could coaches. So
Wow.
So I don't know about all the intricacies of it, but I do feel like there was maybe some impact. They ain't scored no points, New Orleans. So that could have had something to do with it. And they went against Panthers, which I don't think that that's a strong defensive team like that. So
no.
So back to Justin Herbert. Yeah, maybe it's a sophomore slump. Maybe, like you said, people are kind of figuring him out. They've had some time to really just take in his performances and break down his play and stuff. Like I said, I think if anybody was really a highlight for me personally was the defense, particularly on both sides, and CeeDee Lamb. I gotta give a shout out to CeeDee Lamb as well. The dude has been playing like a number 1 receiver. This is his 2nd straight game. He's caught multiple passes and got considerable amount of yardage to peel back the defense. So
he's definitely worth the price of admission.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I'm definitely and also Dak, considering he came off of an ankle injury, his ankle's holding up so far. So looking like Kevin Durant out here. You know what I'm saying? So so let me ask this, man. I'm running back to you, Willie Beeman. Who are you gonna blame? Who do you give the majority of the blame to for the Chargers' loss?
I would agree that it was the Chargers. But I'm just saying, the Cowboys, they were making plays that I like. If they can keep those kind of things going on the defensive end, making big plays, forcing turnovers, and stringing enough offense, and including the rushing a lot more than they did week 1, those were things that I'd like to see. But I'll agree with that. I'll concede to that. Chargers shot themselves in the foot.
Yeah, but I guess my question is, if you're gonna give a percentage, like let's say it's a coach, takes majority of the onus, or it's a quarterback. Is the quarterback responsible? Is it the kicker? The kicker missed the field goal. Oh no, he didn't. Actually, he made all his field goals.
I can't. You can't even do it. You gotta put it on the team because it was stuff like holding calls. It's a lot of stuff. I don't think you could say it was the quarterback just out here just mucking it up. I think it was a team effort. I didn't see all the penalties. I only caught more towards the end of the games, but y'all can speak a little bit more on the other penalties, where they came from, where they were false starts or holds or whatever the case is.
Okay. Yeah, I can't remember where they came from, but 2 touchdowns got taken away off a penalty. So it's like
you hate to see that. You never want to see that.
So I can't remember where they came from. I was trying to look it up there, but man, yeah, it was the penalties. I don't know who to put the blame on. Chris, who's the position?
I know one touchdown penalty for sure was that hold.
Yeah,
that was the later one. Yeah.
That was a hold, and it was like when they showed the tape, he had him by the face mask and all that.
Yeah,
so.
And that's always disheartening, man, to lose points because of a penalty, man. It's like, imagine going to work, you get your check on the first, and they take it back because there's something that we messed up in processing.
Yeah.
Hey, continue on, give us that money back. That's disheartening, man. It takes air out of a team.
Yeah, for sure.
So I will say that usually when it comes down to penalties, that's coaching, especially if you have a lot of coaching penalty area. That's just lack of focus, maybe lack of preparation. Things that are avoidable, holding, false starts, those things are easily manageable.
I wonder about. I'll disagree a little bit because on holds, particularly, I feel like sometimes, even though a hold is a penalty, I feel like sometimes the defense is just beating y'all, and you just I'd rather get this holding call, and maybe they miss it, than my quarterback get whacked.
Yeah.
But I struggle with, but there are better ways that coaching, you could, don't grab the face mask, obviously, you can clean it up a little bit, but sometimes I think those holds are just part of the game, just like basketball. Sometimes you just gonna foul. If you playing if you try, you're gonna foul. You're not gonna get it right every time.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you on that. I when I speak of holding, I'm thinking of holding where you don't really have to. If you holding someone because you rather your quarterback not get sacked or like popped or whatever, and you just take the 5 yards, I think people can understand that you did a risk assessment on that. That you just take the 5 yards versus, letting your guy get mollywop.
Yeah.
But if you're constantly holding, or if you're like, that becomes, if like all your linemen are holding, it becomes real, like, it's more systemic to the coaching and culture or whatever. Same thing for taunting. Taunting should never happen. Right?
Yeah.
So.
Also to your point.
Never happen. Hey man, sometimes you gotta taunt.
Sometimes you gotta taunt.
Yeah.
When you're when it's not gonna cost you out a game. But also to your point, Chris, with the holes, like I would imagine, like, you don't want to be grabbing, you want to clean it up, so at least it's a 50-50, like maybe they'll call it or not. You don't want to do anything that's a violation.
Yeah.
So I agree with that, coaching to an extent.
So okay, all right, man. Anything else before I know we got some Cowboy fans in the building, man. Anything else we want to say before we move on? Yeah.
I want to say one thing, man. The Cowboys, as much as it's gonna pain me to say, for the past couple years, they fielded good players. Even going back to the Romo era, they've always had players. I think Dallas' issue has always been the coach. I mean, the last time they had a powerhouse was Jimmy, right? A coach that was able to say no to Jerry. Like, I can't think of a time they were like, oh snap, the Cowboys are coming after Jimmy. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Bill Parcells.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I know they had another one. Yeah.
I think it was Bill. To me, it's always been the issue of the coach. And it's funny how Mike McCartney's there. He's a pass-heavy type of guy. I mean, this is a guy that coached Brett and coached Aaron Rodgers. Pass-heavy cats. Green Bay's never been known for the running game, even when they have respectable running backs. Now, you got Zeke, and me personally, I'm starting to have questions about Zeke right now. I don't know if his health is in there. I don't know if he's as fit as he should be. But when you look at the stats in the game today, Pollard had over 100 yards. He had some big runs. Zeke, I don't know what's going on. I don't know. He's a name brand. People are focusing on him. Could be a lot of things. I got to watch him more often. But this game was good. It was a balance between pass and run. I worry if McCartney can keep that up for the season and fight his natural tendency to say, hey, Dak, drop back 50 times.
Yeah.
Hey, Rodgers, oh my bad, Dak, drop back 50 times. Sorry, my bad. I caught you on that.
And I had the same concern week 1 with Ezekiel Elliott as well. So we chalked it up. Maybe it was just a tough run defense that game, but now it's 2 games. They really just got to get that run involved, especially him. We need to make him getting big plays, higher efficiency.
Yeah.
He got a touchdown, but you need more than that.
I'm gonna say, but he only averaging 4 yards at least this game. He only averaged 4 yards, and he only carried for 71 total yards. And he's not even injured. He's basically putting the same kind of numbers as Saquon Barkley, and Saquon Barkley's coming off of an injury.
Yeah.
So.
If anything, he's not injured. He's probably in the best shape he's been, but maybe that loss of weight is the factor. I don't know what it is, but I don't know.
Yeah. So do better, Ezekiel. Or you can, or if you want to come to 49ers, we'll figure something out for you. All right.
I'll tampering.
Yeah.
Tampering? What? Oh, they have a tampering policy in NFL, so it's all good. Let's move on, man. Let's move to some NBA news, man. Some of the only biggest news that came out. It's been relatively quiet, but the big news that did drop was John Wall and the Rockets agreeing to find John Wall a new home. Now, if you haven't noticed by now, the Houston Rockets went from championship favorite to in a lot of people's eyes to who are these Rockets? I remember the old days with Akeem. I remember the good old days. It all started with James Harden.
Louis Scola. Who else is on the Rockets teams?
Oh man, T-Mac, Yao Ming. You got.
I'm talking about after them.
Oh, after
before Harden, that little gap.
Oh,
they had some Louis Scola was on there. They had some.
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah, that what they had.
It was a drought. It was a drought.
Yeah, it was.
They're going through that now.
It's back into the dark ages.
It's bad for Houston for the NBA, and I know we talk about NBA, but the NFL is the same way. Is there some random cats on the team? Houston just ain't doing spot.
JJ Watt out, Watson. We don't know what's going on with him. Yeah.
Hey man, but at least they put up a fight, man. Houston is actually looking better than my expectations for week 1 and week 2 so far. Like they've been actually fighting. They've been in the games. I don't know about Houston Rockets this last year or this coming up season.
Yeah.
So
damn, didn't the Astros just have that big cheating scandal?
Oh yeah. They won a championship. Yeah.
Beyonce, you gotta do something, bro. Step in.
Beyonce, really?
Yeah.
That's all you got?
Hey.
Yeah.
What's she gonna do? She gonna put it in a righteous concert like everybody.
What's he saying? That you
Do
can
right.
do it safe?
You want
that,
to
man?
Huh?
You want your flip? What do you want, Chris?
I do like Liberace.
All
I
right,
love Liberace.
we gotta move forward. If we out here co-signing Lil Foot, stop it.
I could do that.
Game over.
Y'all,
I remember that song.
y'all,
They have a song together.
Lil
The
Flip
two Houston
Liberace
heavy hitters.
and
Oh my
Mike
God.
Jones and Paul Walls.
Ooh.
Ooh, hey yo, man, don't be sleeping on.
Did you call him Paul Walls? Like there's
Paul-
multiple of them?
You keep hearing these S's that don't exist. That's the problem.
Alright. Hey, we gonna run the tapes. Don't worry about it.
All right, man. With the LeBron Brown gate that you said last week, I still got it. I'm gonna post it too, man, so you can hear it for yourself.
Okay.
But anyways, man, look, we know the Houston Rockets are on their way to a rebuilding season if they haven't been there already, and it just got darker over there. John Wall, like I said, is probably the best premier player. I would just say it that way. They do have some young cats there that they can build around, but they, for the most part, are just not ready to compete at a high level against some of these more talented teams in the NBA this coming up season. So we're gonna focus on John Wall, man. Look, John Wall's had a very up and down career. You know, he came out number 1 overall out of Kentucky. He was with the Wizards for a long time. He had some injuries. He's, you know, been cast as a person who was potentially the reason teams aren't winning, you know, especially with Bradley Beal in the picture in the Wizards. Then he gets traded to Houston. He's there for 1 year. And yeah, just a lot of stuff going on. So real quick, man, what do you guys think is the best place for John Wall to excel in and push the team to the next level? Kev, I'll let you go first, man. You're an NBA aficionado.
As soon as you said that, I was like, man, the first team I thought of, because it's been tooted a little bit, is Sixers.
Okay.
I don't know if that deal could actually work, but I can see him excelling on Sixers, and I can see him taking them to the next level, replacing Ben Simmons. Obviously, he can shoot free throws. I'm not sure what he's going to bring on the defensive end. They're going to lose a little bit of a flow there. I can't recall John Wall's recent defense coming off all these injuries, but his offense though would be a great fit for Sixers. A couple other teams I've seen put out there is Mavericks and Clippers. I'm not sure how he will work with Luka, so for me that one isn't really too high on my radar. And they're talking about Porzingis for that trade. I'm not sure how that's going to look either. He was averaging a good 20 points for them during the season last year, so
Yeah.
I'm not sure how that will pan out. And for Clippers, I think that could work. For Clippers, Kawhi Leonard's going to be out with injury for a while. They don't really have anybody to really take the helm, so he could come in and be kind of like the guy, and maybe bring that John Wall back to fruition that we know from the beginning. So those are the 3 teams I was looking at, but Sixers would be my top pick.
Okay, we got the Sixers on the board. Deuce, who you got? You can't say the Sixers.
It's interesting thought about the Sixers. I didn't think about that. I think John shot like 31% from 3 this past season. his first like full season back. As far as defense, I can't remember this past season, but Wall was a good defensive player back in his Wizard days. That dude was amazing back then. That would be interesting. The Sixers, would they be willing to give up Tobias Harris? Because you got to do the money swap. So it has to be Tobias plus a few other contracts, because it's funny. John Wall, Chris Paul, Russell Westbrook, when those contracts were made, they were deemed untradeable. It's nobody would ever touch these. Westbrook, he's in for the new team every year, man. It's like a revolving door. Rent a player is what Westbrook is right now. Chris Paul, he went to a couple of teams, found the home, and now we see John Wall gonna be moved too. The Sixers thing is interesting. I never thought about them, and I like that. The money, I don't know how it's gonna match up. I've heard about Dallas. We don't want somebody to take the ball away from
Luka.
Yeah, he's the man, and he can make stuff happen. Luka needs a slasher, a cutter. I don't like that marriage. And for Kristaps, he's just a pogo stick that's allergic to rebounds right now. He has to do a lot to revive his whole career. I do like the Clippers, but that's what it is. I do like the Clippers, but I think going around thinking about an interesting fit for him, I'm thinking about teams that don't have a point guard, but that have enough players to pony up a trade and probably could afford it. What about the Heat?
They got
Kyle Lowry.
We just got Lowry.
They did get Lowry.
Yeah.
They did get Lowry. Never mind. Then outside of them, everybody else is set. I would have said the Bulls, but I like what they have right there. New York, Wall, Rose. Yeah, Rose is a better three-point shooter. It's just the Clippers. Yeah. As far as the team is competitive. I like the Sixers. The Clippers, as far as the team is competitive. Every other team is a losing team. I don't think he wants to go there.
Oh, wow. Every other team is a losing team. Lakers are a losing team.
Every other team that needs a point guard is a losing team.
This is his criteria, what he was looking at.
Name who else? Like New York, like I said, Derrick Rose.
But New York is not a losing team, though. Like
they're not a winning team. But name a winning team. Name a winning team that needs a point guard. Outside of the ones we just named.
I'll get to my answer, but go ahead.
What you call? Depending on what you call winning.
They made it to the playoffs last year.
500 plus.
He said playoffs. He just said playoffs last year.
He did say
Boston.
Yeah, I think last year was pretty much 500 plus across the board. That's true.
Yeah.
It's hard that doesn't have a decent, serviceable point guard.
I mean, I'll tell you my answer, so that actually falls into your...
go ahead. That's all I got.
So you go ahead.
No, go ahead, really, Beam it. I'm going to go last, because you know what I'm saying. I want to get this out of the way, so I can go ahead and just put it to
sleep. I'm going to take the floor.
I think it's an interesting question. I guess it depends on, like, what is he looking for? Is he looking for championship aspirations, playoff aspirations, or he just wants to get out of there? I thought it was interesting when you were talking about the 76ers trade, you were talking about like Tobias Harris and all these other cats, and I was thinking more like, I doubt the Rockets would do this because I feel like they're trying to rebuild, but it seemed like more sense of them trying to get rid of Ben Simmons. Yeah, that's somebody they're already trying to get off the plate. So you're not gonna get more in addition to Ben Simmons. If anything, you're gonna be giving up more to get Ben Simmons over there.
We're talking about the Sixers when they hit up Golden State. Like, yo, bruh, give us Wiggins, give us your center, give us both your new lottery picks, plus an extra lottery pick for Simmons. I don't think they're going to pivot and say, we'll do a 1-for-1 Simmons for Wall. I don't think Houston has enough to give to the 76ers to get Simmons.
I see.
I don't know. I think that's a fair point. I think it depends at where the 76ers will be by that time in the season. Like, there's also a lot of risk of continuing to play him. There's a hurt relationship. Who knows if they can figure something out? They could do a 3-way deal. If they did want, I don't think they want to rebuild as Simmons as the franchise player though. That's more my concern. I don't think they would try to move Heaven and Herb to get him over there. I just don't see it.
Dude, it would be a laughing stock if the Sixers traded for John Wall, but they would not trade for Harden. Because they had that option.
That's true.
Simmons' stock was higher then.
Yeah.
Situation, the landscape is different then.
Yeah.
Drastically.
Yeah. When you get to these positions and you be like, oh, this is how far somebody can go, or at least that's what it looks like. That does change conversations. That makes sense to me. When I looked at things, the team that I thought about, and I don't know if they made the playoffs last year, I thought about the Raptors. Actually, I don't know if they have a point guard right now. They're close enough to contention that they can be there, and maybe he could be the difference over there. I think they do need a point guard.
They got
Van Vliet.
They got Dragic, I think, right?
Yeah, but not him.
But he's kind of a veteran. They have like a point guard.
They lost
Yeah.
Lowry, so
The one that was
they have
backing
to
up
be back
Larry.
Van Vliet,
Sometimes
right?
playing with them. Van Vliet, yeah.
Van Fleet.
Oh, Van, he's good. He's
They
good.
just
He's good.
made
He's
him
solid.
cheap.
He is good. He's
But is he a
pretty strong.
starter though?
He's a starter for
We're gonna
that
find
team.
Can be.
He earned that position on that team. He put in the work. Van Fleet over John Wall, you get into like, where is John Wall now in his career? Like in their primes, obviously, is not even a question.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you know, Van Fleet maybe not be at his prime now. But
I don't.
that's
That's always something with that.
yeah.
He's
But
young.
when John Wall was at his prime, at least today, that would have been a no-brainer. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
I think
I'm
they
with
can
you.
make it work. They could figure it out. But that was one of the places that I thought.
Okay. Okay.
Veteran experience, because that team is kind of young now. Now I'm looking at it. You know, Siakam is kind of, and Dragic brings some of that.
27.
Yeah, Dragic brings some of that veteran experience, but the rest of them are a lot of young guys.
Okay.
I just want to like admire how Reg answered that question, Chris. You said, is he a starter? Reg said he's a starter on that team. Now, if Doc Rivers can take note from you, Reg, we might not be in this situation. Because Ben Simmons, a championship caliber point guard, all he could say is he's on our team,
Yeah,
for this team, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Doc, man.
that's what I'm
Tutored by my
saying.
boy.
We a
Tutored by my boy.
championship caliber team, and he on our team. That's it. And
That's
then
it.
in the background, hey man, who want this? Who want him? in front of the camera? Come on, man. Don't do
Yeah,
that.
you stuck
Oh,
outside the game.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I feel like Mr. Willie Beeman has been taking some PR training, media training.
Wow.
He's been doing this. This is the second week the dude has been saying some
I hear what you're saying, but I'm not good. Like, I remember when they won. Like, I'm over here like, yo, Van Fleet making plays. Like, he's stepping up.
Yeah.
Like,
No bad for no point.
that's
He
what,
is.
like, that's why I said on that team he earned it. You know what I'm saying? If he
His
was
stuff
on,
is going up.
yeah, I agree. So that's my thing for him. It is on another team. I don't know. It's just like sometimes in certain situations, like when you look back at the Heat, like people like Chalmers, they worked for the Heat. You couldn't be no starting point guard nowhere else.
Nah.
But they made it work there. So it's hard to be like, oh, on that team, can he not work? Like, we seen him work on that team. Now, if we talking somewhere else, I don't know.
I mean, I feel you. I'm not disagreeing with your point. I think your point is valid. I just said you got a lot of polishing you out here doing.
Hey, man.
You know.
I know the team you're going to say.
Or the
Chris.
shiners on you.
I know. I
You're
know.
gonna say.
What team am I
Chris, I'm
gonna
gonna
say?
say you about to-
What team am I gonna say?
Let's let the man speak.
I'm
Come
not
on,
gonna kill it.
man.
I'm curious.
Go ahead.
Curve.
So I got two. I'm gonna just hit y'all with two, man, because I don't know if y'all even thinking about this. How old is y'all, Wall?
Pretty old.
Yeah, he's just
I don't know.
in his 30s.
I want to say 30 something.
31.
Yeah.
31,
At least
maybe?
Yeah, he's been around since 2010, 2011, 2010.
God, he's in, yeah.
I was in college. You know what I'm saying?
And he got injured a couple times, so
He got injured,
Maybe
got a couple of
31?
injuries. Yeah, he's 31-ish, yeah.
31.
31 years
That's
old,
not bad.
right? Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
Westbrook and all those cats.
yeah. And who's the player, who's the coach that's best at prolonging your career?
Dog.
Pop.
Not Pop. I said Pop. Spurs.
Popovich. Take him, put a John Wall in Greg Popovich's camp. Allow for him to at least recreate his brand and build up his stock in his profile. That way, if he does want to move to another team, he can do that. Pop is going to put you in the best places. He's not going to overwork you, and you're always going to be in the playoff picture, whether or not you're 8th, 9th, 10th, or 5th, 4th, 3rd. You're going to always be in the mix. So it just gives you an opportunity. Go ahead.
It's funny. It's funny you say that because I'm thinking, unfortunately Aldridge had the heart issue, but Aldridge got a new situation, and the same thing with Rosen. So I think it worked.
Yeah.
And Rudy Gay
was another good example. Yeah.
Utah or the Jazz, but I like that fit for what you said, Chris. But I see two issues. They have two young guards. They still got to see what Tim Murray, and they still got to see White. He's injured a lot, but they got to see what they have for those two. That was part of the reason why they let go of DeRozan. And two, if I'm right, San Antonio doesn't have any big contracts to give Houston to match Ball's massive, enormous payday. Unless they buy him out.
If Houston wants to really get rid of John Wall to allow for him to, do whatever. Yeah, he could throw some money back to them in the buyouts to say, just only give me this much. The same thing that what's the guy's name? Blake Griffin did. He had the buyout and he went to Brooklyn, and they get the money that he gave to Detroit. That's what they pay him in Brooklyn. I believe that's what happened. There's ways around it. You can also do it. But this is the other one, and I know you guys talk about contracts. I ain't look at the contracts and all that stuff. But who just won the NBA championship? Who's that point guard? Drew Holiday. Yeah, he's a very good point guard. He's a better guard, probably off the ball because he's defensively minded and all that stuff. Why can't we just put John Wall on the team, move Drew Holiday up? Move Chris Middleton up. Yep, to shooting guard. Move Chris Middleton up to small forward, and just flesh out your starting lineup that way. Now you have two versatile guards who can basically work the backcourt. You're
right, because when New Orleans went on that rip, Rondo was a point guard, and Drew was playing the two.
He's playing the two.
Drew was a two. He's not a point.
Exactly.
I think he looks better on the two. Yeah, I agree with that.
So why don't we just do that? Chris Middleton. He's pretty much a plug and play between, the 2 and the 3, sometimes the 4.
Yeah, he has a 3.
Yeah, he's like a natural 3, but yeah.
Yeah.
Another guy that was playing 2 or 3, Tucker, he's gone, right?
PJ Tucker?
Yeah, he's with Miami.
Okay,
yeah.
So I think it worked.
They got Grayson Allen.
You said
they have Grayson Allen, but you said they have Jeff Teague as well.
Yeah, point guard.
Hey man,
he's a backup.
Jeff Teague is good, but Jeff Teague, if look, bye.
I'm just saying, how many point guards can you have? You got Jeff Teague, they got George Hill.
Hey, George Hill is best days was with Popovich.
Pacers. Oh,
I would just say.
Y'all had a different opinion there.
Popovich, because he went to Indiana. He did produce there, but he was annoying in San Antonio. He was annoying.
It's one thing to be annoying, but when they were on the Pacers, like if it wasn't for LeBron, it could be a different story.
Yeah. True. He's an annoying guy, period, to me. He's that person that could be an X factor sometimes.
He can miss a free throw for you too.
Hey man, LeBron misses free throws.
Then the JR thing, Now you and me.
CP3 miss a free throw. Like, man.
This man changed the timeline, George Hill, with that free throw.
He could have. You know what? It probably would have been a different playoffs resolution. It still probably would have been Golden State to win, but it probably been maybe 4-2, instead of a sweep or whatever. Yeah, man, that took all the gas out of LeBron's tank. So yeah, man, I don't know. I think John Wall would be good there. Yeah, there's not many places. Obviously they're gonna figure it out. We're gonna see how this plays out. But those two things came to mind. Obviously Clippers, they need a point guard. Yeah.
I think they say the Pacers.
Bruh, to be honest, I think they got 6 point guards and like
Who the books? The books.
The
Bucks.
the Bucks.
Yeah, I
And then-
I like Spurs over Bucks.
and then 5 shooting guards. Like I think nah.
They're good. Yeah, they're good on the guard shit.
They also have Rodney Hood still there. They got DiVincenzo,
DiVincenzo, I forgot he was injured all last year.
Grayson Allen. It's I don't know, bro.
Grayson
That's-
Allen.
that's
They
a-
go. They consistent with people in Houston though.
Say that again.
Yeah, these are some
Some
people
people
that these are some of the people that can be used for the trade. But
True.
I think they kind of stocked up on guards, to be honest.
Anyone outside of the Antetokounmpos, him and the brother, you can't trade the brother.
Are on the table.
Yeah.
You can't trade the brother. You can't trade the hype, man.
You can't. That's why I say you can't trade the brother.
Uh,
Anyone outside of those two, Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton, everyone else. Bobby Portis.
I would
Yeah.
keep Brook.
Oh yeah, I'll be Portis. Yes.
I would
Yeah,
keep
yeah,
Brook.
Yeah, you keep him,
I
but
like Brook.
but if push came to shove, can you part ways with Lopez to get John Wall?
I would probably
no.
support this before Brook.
Yeah, I think that changes the team
You let
dynamic.
go Portis before Brook?
Yeah.
I would do the opposite, but that's
I'll do the opposite too.
yeah.
Who won in those 2 games when
Yeah.
I mean, he got the better resume. Brook got the better resume.
Even the year that the Heat eliminated them in the bubble, like Brook Lopez was with Middleton stringing together, performances that could keep them in it, where the rest of the team was kind of silent. Like
That's
he
no
could
doubt.
shoot the floor, he could shoot the 3.
Man,
He
all y'all
gets
talking facts
rebounds.
right now.
This man playing the post, like it's really what the team needs. Like it's
Even
really
with
what the team.
all that, and I know exactly what you're saying. I'm still rock with Bobby, man. It goes back to that
Future
Van
looking.
Fleet. His stock is on the rise. The landscape is changing for him. This dude is knocking down threes. He's getting rough down there in the box. His energy, I'm rocking with Portis. I mean, I'm an energy guy, so I love people like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like him too, but I don't know.
they got Grayson Allen. He can pump some people up and trip them up too.
Yeah,
Stop.
you can throw some. I mean,
That's what he should do.
you throw
Stop
some
it.
elbows and then be like, I don't know what you're talking about. I ain't see it, coach. I ain't see it, referee. What you talking about? Holding for
He-
what? Yeah.
You need those guys. You need those guys.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
he was valuable in Memphis, man. I like those kind of players.
They did get Portis on the steal from Chicago though too though.
Mm-hmm.
After he punched old boy in the face.
But you had to bring up old news.
For real. But I mean, I hear you, man. Bucks, I feel like they got a lot of guards, but if they use some of them as collateral for the trade, I guess that could work.
What about the Pacers though? Because I don't think the Pacers have a point. Because I think Oladipo was the point and Brogdon's a 2, or maybe vice versa. I think Brogdon he could do either or. And
Well, he
bring-
made it as an all-star, right? But that
Yeah, I
team,
don't know
Yeah,
what position.
that team, did they even make it to the playoffs?
Point.
I wouldn't rock with them. I think they did make it to. They were in the play-ins, but I can't remember if they made it. Honestly,
Yeah, I can't.
The Pacers?
I don't remember. I don't
I
remember
wouldn't
them.
rock with Pacers right now. But okay, so the question is, will we see Paul? Will we see Paul? Will we see Wall in the playoffs next year?
So I was thinking. I think
it would see him where. What team would that
I
be?
don't
with?
think so.
So-
Not starting.
that's why I went with Raptors. That's why I felt like he could go
I
to
like
the
your pick on
Raptors.
I like your Raptors pick, and I like Chris's Spurs pick. Those two I didn't think
Yeah,
about.
that's another one. That's another one that could work.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
I can't think of
But
any
I
other
think-
teams.
I think the Clippers, because they can give up, they can give who's the cat that shoot the threes that signed for $63 million? They give up Ibaka. They can give up. Oh man, he sat on the bench the whole playoffs.
Redick?
Came out.
No, not JJ.
The JJ Redick, the next Redick, the next.
Wow.
I can't think of
Dang.
But him, and they can give up somebody else, man, to make the salary match. I think I like the Clippers because a lot of people forget about Wall's passing abilities. And the Clippers need somebody that can pass the ball at the right time but facilitate the offense. Because even when Kawhi was healthy, the offense would just become stagnant at the oddest times.
Are you talking about Nick Batum?
Nah, he came from. Nah, he's a guard though.
Not Bledsoe. Are you talking about Bledsoe?
No. They got him last year.
Reggie Jackson?
Mm-mm.
See, I was good on the roster. You let
I
me
don't know
know
what you're talking about, dude.
You never
You
know what
gonna
I
name him?
He said I'm gonna name Isaiah Hartenstein. Like what he's
Come on,
we just Marcus
I don't know who you're
Morris,
talking about at this point.
Guards they got on their team.
Nicholas Batum.
No,
Nah,
Nah,
he said that. He
that's
said
him.
nah.
so he's a guard on that team. He can shoot threes, but he's on the bench most of the time.
Luke
Can't think of his
Kennard.
name. Kennard.
I don't think he's on the roster, is he?
He's on the
He's
roster.
still there.
But really,
Who?
this is what we're
They
doing. You gonna trade
What
John
no.
Wall for Luke Kennard?
To make this sound, no, Kennard, Ibaka, and one more person. to
Oh,
make the salaries
Kennard.
match.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
He
Kennard,
is
he's up on the trading
He's
block.
so
Yeah.
missable. No, he's so immiscible. Like I looked over the man about 5 times.
But he is on the list to be traded if a deal is going to be made. He will be
Yeah,
involved.
for
He
real.
will be
Yeah,
involved.
he could get traded. He could go.
Mhm.
Easy.
So
And I would hate to part with him, but if they had to, they could put up Terrence Mann too.
Ooh.
But I
don't know.
Man,
You
I'm
can
fine with
team.
team, man.
I like him for
Man.
the team.
hey man,
Man,
I like you as GM, man. You out here making these risky moves, man. You know what I'm saying? So hey,
I'm
look.
saying if y'all have to make the trade and y'all think that Wall is the piece to get y'all over the hump, like that's the
I mean,
point.
Nah,
Do you have time to be like, I'm going with the young developing talent, or do you like we trying to close the deal? Like that's the question they got to go for.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Because their timeline is like up. Like they should have won 2 years ago. Like this team is not gonna be this team forever.
Yeah.
But man is a beast, man.
I agree with you. You looking long term, or you looking at like we went in
He
tonight?
a beast right now too. He could be right now. I think he could be.
You're right.
I
You're
think
right.
he
This is coming out strong, man.
Yeah.
He's a beast. I think the only
Sometimes-
people you can't touch is Kawhi, Paul, and Reggie, right on that team.
But I think that there's also the risk there where sometimes you saw this with what's his name, Hero, where people can have a breakout season and then people kind of like, oh, okay, we watch him, we study him, and now like they might have that slump next season.
Let's see. Yeah.
Yeah.
You right?
He's the way he plays though. He's very crafty. So I
Yeah,
expect.
I like that.
I expect it to be a tough thing to telegraph.
It's definitely good to see a young and crafty player because usually the people get crafty is when they get up in experience and they kind of figure out the ways, and they kind of have to because they don't got all the other stuff that a young player has. To be young and crafty, that's good. That's Steve Nash type stuff.
I was very impressed by his playmaking ability in general.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, man.
Yeah, man. We went deep on that one.
Yeah, we'll leave a pin in that one,
Yeah.
man. Y'all really dug deep on that one. I don't know, like y'all really love these Clippers. Like, they ain't going nowhere.
We can talk about PG.
What?
Nah,
Say it
he
again?
said we mentioned Clippers, but we even talk about PG
I don't know why.
until 2
Playoff-
seconds ago.
Playoff P, man. I don't know why. Like if you ain't talking about playoff P and how he's gonna get them to the championship, now that's what we're talking about.
Man's in
Yeah,
the beast.
you just said they ain't going nowhere though.
I
Who
mean,
said that?
I said they're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere for any further than where they already went. I think they've
The
already.
West has so
they've
many
already
question
maxed out.
marks now, man, because Murray's injured for Denver. Kawhi's injured for the Clippers.
Wait, they-
Clay isn't coming back till Christmas. Even then, it's gonna be a while to work him in. The Lakers have zero. Well, Kev would say different, but the Lakers have zero shooting. Phoenix, are they the favorites?
Well, you know they won 8-0 in the bubble 2 years ago, so you gotta keep
I mean, that's
that.
2 years ago, man.
We gotta keep that in consideration. We gotta keep that in consideration. You know.
Hey, guess what? I'm gonna switch the topic up. LA is coming back.
Hey, that's
LA,
true.
not times like the Lakers. Marcus
Yeah.
Aldridge, he's coming back to Brooklyn Nets. So I don't
He
know,
is?
Oh, is he?
he's coming back. That put them at a better position to be a better contender. Even though they were already contended, they even higher up in the contention now. You know what I mean?
You know, there was some
Aldridge
drama
is
coming out of
coming
that.
back.
There was
What?
some drama coming out of there because it was talking about trading. There was a possibility, rumor, Kyrie for Ben Simmons. And Kyrie said he would retire if he's not
Yeah.
playing for Brooklyn.
They said that was
Yeah.
a rumor though. That was real
It's a
talk.
rumor.
Yeah, it was a rumor.
Hey, man.
But hold on. I'm very confused. Are you sure LA coming back?
Yeah, 1 year deal. Just this month that came out.
Man, if you was gonna play despite your health issue, last year would have been the year, man. Like,
Yo, things
Yeah.
hit you at different times, man. You know, thing hit him hard. He probably was like, yo, I gotta make a decision. He made it. When you sit down and you watch a season go by and some time go by, you reflect.
man.
You know, things change.
Oh well.
I-
What could have
I think
been?
the season-
Whatever.
I think the season's it, man, because Philly's hurting. Philly's not going to be Philly. Brooklyn, who's the third best team in the East? Miami's, we don't know what to say.
Atlanta just came out and did their thing, bro. Like, only upside. It was young and did their thing. They ain't gonna get worse, in my opinion.
You're right.
So, all right, man. Let's go ahead. We off the rails, man. Let's go ahead and just close this out. Dudes, man. What's? Nah, I want to hold on for yours because you probably got some. He got these fun facts about LeBron's the first person to star in a movie and score 15 points and 8 rebounds in the same calendar year or something. So I'm gonna let him hold off. He got these strange things,
Wow,
man. So
wow.
we're gonna start with really beaming, man. What's your sign
What's
off,
up?
man?
Hey man, thanks for rocking with us. Join us on all these platforms. We trying to get these more content out here. We trying to engage with y'all a little bit more. And just thanks for supporting us. That's it, man. I'm gonna keep it short and simple.
Appreciate it.
I'm gonna follow suit. Thanks for rocking with us. Appreciate the love. Appreciate your time. You already know.
Awesome. All right, man. You got a fun fact.
Actually, I don't have anything for the crew today, man.
what I'm saying? See what I'm saying?
Block.
I dropped the ball on that one,
See
man.
what I'm saying?
Uh,
Man, you not a franchise player. That's what it is. You George Hill.
Here's a fact. It's not a fun one. I don't know if it's fun, but in today's game, Chargers Dallas, it ended the half 14-11. Apparently, that's the first time a half has ended in the score of 14-11.
I can't think of a time I've ever seen 11 points in the NFL.
Yeah.
The most
Yeah.
useless stat ever. I've never heard of
Exactly. It was the weirdest.
I don't even know how we got there.
this. Who's a statistician that is just out here like, remember all the losses this ever happened? 14-11, 50-something years.
Probably lit up on the screen, man. It probably just lit up on this screen.
Yeah.
Probably just sitting back and like, wait, what's this? This never happened. Oh, man.
Anomaly
Somebody
detected.
paid.
So, but all right. Well, you got anything else since you ain't had no fun fact? You want anything else you want to provide, or are you just gonna?
Hey, man, we'll be back here. Same bad time, same bad channel, man.
Cool. All right, and this.
Shout out to Shark Week.
Oh man, and this
I
is
think I'm gonna watch Jaws.
this.
Get it, man, Chris. Get it.
This
This is the
is
perfect time to
close.
do the TikTok dance right now. Go ahead. Shit
Nah,
over
man.
there, Chris.
Nah, man. See,
Alexa.
Are y'all done? See, I gotta hit them with a sneak attack.
Are you done?
I'm gonna hit them with a sneak attack. I'm not even gonna do it.
Sharks, man.
I'm
I
a-
ain't mad at you.
Come on, man.
I'm gonna do it when they least expect it, man. See what I'm saying?
Oh my god.
But this is your boy.
I don't need
Clutch.
to put I'll do it.
Huh?
After you.
Say it again.
So I don't like to be put on the spot. I told him I know Pappy show. You can't put me up for show. I'll
There
do
you
it when I'm ready.
When you're ready. Yeah, there you go. Nah, man, this is Clutch City Chris. Thank you guys for joining. Check us out on the Discord. Check us out on Instagram, Twitter, Reddit. Again, we're here every Tuesday. Tell a friend and tell a friend if you like it. Subscribe. Thumbs up, thumb down, comment. All that jazz. Like I said, we're here. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple Podcasts. Give us 5 stars. Thumbs up. Follow. I keep saying the same thing over and over again, but it's because it's really important. It helps us grow. And yeah, man, we're gonna be back for another drop. So until then, man, we will see you guys later, man. Deuce.
Later, everybody.